right.
See what y'all see. All right, we're ready to get started.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right, well, let's start with introducing your characters. Let's just go down alphabetically down the list. Darksting.
Okay, my character's name is Xaroth Firescale. It's about 7 feet, 230-pound Dragonborn paladin, and yeah, he's tall, big, and a little bit not that bright, but he likes to fight.
Excellent. And Gusty.
I am playing Warwick, and he is what did I put age? I think he's 15. He's a bard. He has run away from home because he wants to make a name for himself and prove himself to his family. He's young and doesn't always think things through very carefully, but he's very exuberant.
Awesome. And Yovek. Am I saying that right, Yovek?
Yeah, sounds good.
And introduce us to your character, please.
Hang on, let me adjust you. I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, and Warwick is a tiefling, by the way. I didn't mention that.
Okay, Flux Potash is Fire Genasi, who was left as an orphan on the steps of a chef's guild and was raised by the guildmaster and has struck out on his own after learning that he had some skills infusing magic into devices, and so he's off on a quest and to see the world.
Okay. And Lotwook.
So I am playing Gatgrod, who is a dwarven fighter who shows a hobby interest in magic.
Ooh, a magic fiddling fighter. I like it. And is it Sisal? Is that the way you say it?
Seal. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I am playing Zariel. He is an Azamar who is on a mission to serve the fallen, so to say. He's not exactly the friendliest type.
All right. Awesome. Sounds good.
Are we missing somebody?
Yes, Cipriana can't make it. They're not feeling well tonight, so we're gonna try and do the introduction for the character next time.
Gotcha.
So, instead of doing the standard, you meet in the tavern or you're walking down the road. Our setup for this is Oric actually does a little bit of a hustling work for his uncle Gil, and at this point in time, your uncle has sent you to Baldur's Gate with a note from. Hold on, let me make sure I pronounce this city name right, because it's gonna kill me if I don't. Azcatla in Azcatla is the capital, basically the capital city of which is the uh, kingdom below Baldur's Gate, along the Sword Coast. So you've been sent with this note to take. You're looking for Arrow's Anvil. It's a blacksmith shop in the outer city, and you're traveling along the road. The rest of y'all have been hired on. You decided to hire on for this what sounded like an easy escort mission for 10 gold each to escort this young tiefling from Ethcottle up to Baldur's Gate. You're all nice enough that Uncle Gil was good enough that he paid you half up front, so everybody can add 5 gold right away to their tally. And Warwick, your Uncle Gil was very particular in saying, take this note to Arrow. Don't open it. Don't read it. Wait for a response and then come back immediately. That's all you know about it. Otherwise, you have this sealed envelope. There's a sealed note with you that you're carrying. Along the way, heading up, now I'll start reading the background for the rest of the story here. A year ago, the Sword Coast was plunged into a war. A mercantile organization known as the Iron Throne manipulated the great nations of Baldur's Gate and Am towards war, eager for the profits that would come from such conflict. The plans of the Iron Throne were exposed and undone by a group of intrepid adventurers and wizards known as the Harpers. Although the war was averted, the Iron Throne was merely a front which disguised much greater threats. The leaders of the Iron Throne had unwisely involved themselves with many dangerous entities. They hired unscrupulous wizards to study magical secrets that were better forgotten. They made pacts with power-hungry men who wished to become gods. They hired shape-shifting assassins who could infiltrate the throne rooms of great kingdoms. Although the Iron Throne has been shattered, the evil they unleashed still lurks within the city of Baldur's Gate. You know all of this because the Harpers have recently reached out to you for help as you were traveling on the road, looking for anyone who could help them. One of their agents, a man named Khalid, has sent you an urgent missive requesting that you meet him at a fortified tavern along the coastway called the Friendly Arm Inn. As you reach the Friendly Arm Inn, you see heavy wooden doors on the outside and a cozy taproom bathed in warm lantern light. The inn is packed with patrons dressed in varying attire, both familiar and exotic. Scattered among them stand a handful of well-armored soldiers who all wear a very distinctive insignia of a clenched fist wreathed in fire. As your party crosses the threshold of the inn, one of the soldiers approaches you, holding out a gauntleted arm towards you. She's like, "Hey, you won't be needing them weapons here. Leave them with me, and I'll return them upon your departure." What do you do?
I'm not one to easily part with my weapon.
Well, you can leave the weapons, or you can leave the tavern.
I'll leave my weapons.
Yeah, I'll leave mine as well, but I'll scoff at it.
Yeah, I look down, I squint. All right. And I leave my weapons.
I'm gonna try to make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Oh, come on! This sword is a gift from my cousin, and it's not worth very much, but it means a lot to me. Can I please? I'm not even very good at fighting with it. I need to carry it with me.
And roll a persuasion check.
Okie dokie. Now, where is that?
On your character sheet, it'll be in the
In the
second
core?
column of skills. Yeah, on the core side of the sheet. Second column under skills, you have a skill that says persuasion.
There we
Click there.
go.
It'll be
Okay.
like the 5th one from the bottom.
Thank you. Okay. Wait, it says I have 5 persuasion?
Yep, if you just click on where it says persuasion, it'll automatically roll the number for you, including that any
Yes.
bonuses you have. So a 14. Okay. The soldier kind of looks at him. He's like, "No weapons inside. It's the rules. Everyone follows it. Simple rules. No weapons, no magic."
All right. I look down and kind of scuff my feet and I set it down. I don't have to give up my bagpipes, though, do I? I'm a bard. I can perform here. Do you need any? Do you know who I can speak to play some music?
Uh, if you're going to play, you're going to have to talk to Bentley behind the
That-
bar. See if they are looking for a performance today.
Know if he likes bagpipe music?
I don't think he does.
Damn. I've been
Kind of wants
practicing
that.
for months. Like 3. I'm getting really good.
I'm sure you are, but bagpipes inside generally not a good idea. It's kind of reverberating, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Right, so he takes your weapons and he stows them into a series of cubby holes that you can see behind him on the wall, so he can keep everybody straight. So he knows who's got what. He doesn't get everything doesn't go in a big pile and you just have to grab on your way out. He knows who gets what. It's like a good proper coat check. As you walk in and look around, in a brightly lit corner, you see a humanoid figure stand up and wave to you and wave you over.
Do we recognize the figure? Do we know who they are?
You do not yet, no. It is not someone you have seen before, but you get the feeling it might be someone you were meant to come meet.
Right.
So they were looking for us, clearly.
Clearly, yes. Oh, what are we thieves
Oh.
dueling?
Sorry, that I'm still getting used to this interface.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. I accidentally click things all the time.
And a table falls apart onto the floor.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what happens. It's like you're sitting there fiddling, you're kind of looking at things, and suddenly a lamp falls off the wall. What was that?
Okay, well, I guess we should probably walk over to that individual show.
As you walk over, you see a half-elf man, finely dressed. Looks like he's seen some action, seen some fights. He does not have his weapons like the picture is showing. Obviously, those were handed off. But to give you an idea of what this character looks like.
Okay.
With a grimace, the half-elf stands to greet you. His furrowed brow, slick with sweat, suntanned skin is blanched to a sickly pallor. Thank you for joining me. My name is Khalid, he stutters. I wish to hire a group of formidable adventurers to aid in the rescue of my wife. She was carried off by gibberlings after our camp was overrun less than a day ago. It seems like their horde is traveling towards the Cloakwood, not far from here.
What overtook the camp?
Hold on a second.
Or who?
Upon noticing some confusion, Khalid goes on to explain. Gibberlings are a type of vicious, feral human. Nobody knows where they come from, but the creatures have plagued the Sword Coast for the past 10 years or so. They hibernate like bears over the winter, only to return next year stronger in the summer's heat. They usually eat their victims, but for some reason they've kept my Jahira alive. I know this because our wedding bands share a magical bond, you see. This will be a dangerous task, but I have gold. Will you help me?
How many of these things do you think there are?
Oh, they usually travel in hordes. I'm not sure how many got us. A dozen, maybe 2, came after us. It was dark. It was middle of the night. but I will gladly pay you all. And
Where were you?
he pulls out a pouch of gold and puts it down on the table in front of you.
Where were you
I-
camped?
We were camped along the road, not even a day's walk from here, towards the Cloakwood.
I look at the bag of gold and try to estimate how much is in it.
Looking at it, you think there's probably about 50 gold for each of you in there.
Can I just ask how much is in it?
You can. It's 50 gold for each of you, please. It's my wife. I must have her back. She's the love of my life.
That was nice. Checking out Lawuk.
And why do you think they kept her alive? Is there something special about your wife?
I mean, I don't know why they would keep her. Sometimes they keep people alive, but it's not a common thing.
Were there other people in your party that maybe, they're just eating people one at a time? Or were you two alone?
Is she dessert?
It was just, it was four of us, our two companions. They were traveling with us. They ate them immediately. I don't even know why they let me go or why my wife is still alive. Perhaps they're just waiting until the hunger strikes them again.
Would we have heard of these things again, or is this something new?
Roll me a history or nature check. No, well, you don't. It doesn't sound familiar to you. I mean, he says they've been running around for the past 10 years, but you don't. It's almost seems like you. If you did hear about it before, it was in passing. You thought it was some made up tale story, like a chupacabra or something like that. So you didn't really pay too much attention to it.
Can I do an insight check on whether he's telling us the whole truth?
Absolutely. He seems to be very truthful to you. Yes.
Well, I think it sounds interesting. I'm willing to see what's going on.
Bloody my sword and fill my pockets. Sounds good to me.
Well, very, very, very good. I would, of course, like to come along with you to help free my wife from these things.
Could
It's,
you use some healing?
uh, perhaps I don't know.
Or should
I've
we
not
just
felt well
sit dinner?
since we were attacked. I've felt not completely myself, unfortunately.
I do a medicine check? Would that be to see what he's sick with?
You can do a medicine check, sure. With an 8, you can't. It looks like he's not feeling well. It could be something as simple as the flu, or he could be infected with something that you can't tell. With that, unfortunately,
I put my mask on.
you put on a
I'm
mask.
just kidding.
Now, hold on. What rating is your mask? Is it a cloth mask, medical mask, P95, R95?
Oh,
Dwarven. Maybe it's made of stone.
Stone mask, so an S95. I like it. Probably have lava rocks in this force so it can grab stuff too.
Yeah.
Maybe with some crushed coal in the pockets there to absorb stuff. I like this. I like this. Where's this going? I think we can make money off of this. We can sell it. We can sell it on Goop.com. I bet.
Warwick is gonna go up to the bar and ask Bentley, like, my friend over there, he's feeling really sick. Do you have anything that's like super strong that will kill any poison in somebody?
I killed a poison. I don't know. We got plenty of
Any
stuff in
really
here that
strong
people think
alcohol?
is. We got stuff in here that people think might be poison when they drink it the first time. It kind of
That
burns
sounds
on the
like
way
what we
down.
want.
You want some of that?
I'll take one of those. And
Take one of those.
also,
Okay.
do you have any hard cider?
Hard cider. Yes. 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 I believe we do. Yes.
Right. I want.
That'll be 5 silver for the both.
All right. I'm gonna give him 5 silver. And am I able to carry all that, or can I get somebody else to help me carry it?
Well, you only ordered 2 drinks, right?
No, I'm sorry. I wanted like a hard cider for everybody in my party, and then the strong alcohol for Khalid.
Oh, so
Is that
five,
another 2
5
silver?
hard ciders then.
5. Yes.
Okay, okay. Then that'll be 10 silver for the cider, and then 3 silver for the dwarven drow.
I will give him. So that's 13 altogether.
13 altogether, yes.
All right. I will give him 13 silver.
All right, and you do that, and he pours 5 large mugs of cider, and then gives you this one really small. It's not even quite a shot, of this very thick green liquid.
Do I see anyone like a bar server that can help me carry that stuff over to the table?
I walk over to help by going and drinking mine down in one fell swoop and grabbing 2 of them, but leaving enough money to order 2 more and leave double fisted.
All right, so I go back to the table with the stuff. Was that Galgrad? Gatgrad that drank
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yeah.
So I leave him there, and I bring the others back to the table, and very carefully set down the medicinal drink in front of Khalid and said, "The barman told me this cures everything."
Roll me a deception check.
Hold on. There we go.
Khalid looks at it for a moment, looks at you, shrugs his shoulders. He picks it up, gives it another look, a little sniff. His nose like wrinkles way up, his eyes start to water a little bit. He's like, if the bartender swears by it. And he goes to take a sip, and he has to fight back vomit coming out immediately. He's like, oh, and he sets it back down after just taking a small sip of it.
I'm
That's
sorry.
actually what it's supposed to do. You'll feel better. Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, it'll kill everything bad inside.
It smells and tastes like it's gonna kill everything good inside too.
I'm sorry. Did he tell us what was wrong with him, or is this a deduction?
He did not tell. No, he doesn't know what's wrong with him. He just knows he has not felt well since his fight with the Giblings.
I rolled a medicine check, but I couldn't tell what was wrong with him. Does anyone else know medicine?
Well, so you seem awfully poorly, friend. What is this? Anything to do with the attack?
Yes, I haven't felt well since then. I don't feel like all of myself.
All of yourself, like you've been poisoned or wounded?
Perhaps of some sort of poison. I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm 100%. if that makes sense.
Well, I'm halfway through my second drink, and I feel like soon I'll be able to figure it out.
I'm putting down the other ciders in front of everybody and taking small sips myself.
Were you wounded in the attack?
No, not greatly of any sort. Along the way, no. I mean, a few scratches, perhaps. I think I got a bite or two, but nothing worse than I've ever had before.
Something bit you?
Well, yeah, I mean, these things, they like to bite and claw. They're ravaging beasts.
And you've been feeling poorly ever since.
Yes, I have, unfortunately.
Have you thought of seeing a physician?
Friends, we are days from the nearest town. All that's here is this fine establishment. There's no physicians nearby.
Not to be cruel, but what makes you think you'll live long enough to see your wife returned?
I must. It's the only thing I have to live for right now is to fight for her at the moment.
Good point. We should carry the gold.
Please, yes. I mean,
Okay.
if y'all are willing to, if y'all are going to help, go right ahead. Yes.
And is he to show us the way or give us some sort of direction?
He's coming with, right?
Yep. He wants to come with. Yes.
And he knows where they are because of this magic ring?
He knows the direction they ran off in, from where his camp was.
I think he just said he knows she's alive because of the ring.
Right. The ring lets him know his wife is still alive.
I see. That's what I was trying to determine. Is it magic that would work on anyone wearing the ring?
No, it's bonded to us. Only the two of us and our love. That's what makes the rings work. When you've been through the hells that we have, having the little bit of knowledge that the other is still alive can help you not be as distracted.
What time of day is it?
Right now it is about noon.
Right. So I
We're midday.
gulp down the last beer or whatever it is, cider, and say, I'm getting impatient. Off we go.
Does everyone want to leave?
Might as well. No time like the present.
Have we all finished our cider?
Yeah, I think we're ready to go. I'm ready to go.
All right. I'm ready to go.
All right. I would like everybody to roll me perception checks, please. All right. So Warwick and Darksting, y'all are very I applaud y'all for being very focused on this conversation you're having with Khalid here. You don't notice or anything else going on in the inn or in the tavern at all. Congratulations.
Okay.
Yovak, while you're sitting there having this conversation, you overhear a couple of men at a neighboring table talking about the fact that no one hunts in the Cloakwood Forest anymore. Rumors of huge spiders and wolves walking on two legs throughout the area. Zariel and Lotwook, you also hear this, but along with that, you also hear rumors of Baldur's Gate getting more dangerous, especially in the lower city area, and that for some other traveling merchants sitting at another table in the corner talking about how the Cloakwood Forest seems much closer to the road than it has passed in the past. It's like it has moved almost miles closer towards the road.
Do they sort of indicate in what kind of time frame that's happened?
You would recognize that these merchants probably travel back and forth along this road every few months, like going between Baldur's Gate and Arm. And You also hear Lotwook Gatgrod, also with his dwarven ears on one of his trips to the bar. He hears people talking about how the Zentarum have been active in the region, uh, supposedly taking over much of the old Iron Throne's operations as well. Good thing
Okay,
you went and got all those multiple drinks, otherwise you might not have heard that one.
that's right. I summon the party over and sort of relay that information to him that I've heard.
All right. Everyone ready to go?
Think so?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're ready.
All right. You go to leave the door. The guard that's there is like, one moment. Goes to the cubbies, retrieves your items for you, and hands them all back to you individually. Surprisingly, knew what exactly what he was doing. No tickets needed or anything. It's almost like he had some special memory for this. Like, he's one of those eidetic memory people. With that, he waves you out the door because now you're armed, and armed folk aren't allowed inside of the tavern. In the Friendly Arm Inn. It's Friendly Arms because nobody's armed coming in.
I throw him a silver piece.
He takes it and nods to you gratefully. Once outside, Khalid is very much in a hurry and moves with as best as he can. A little wobbly, but still taking his time to get there. After a few hours, you reach the campsite where him and his wife Jahira were ambushed near the borders of the Cloakwood Forest. The stench of rotten, buzzing of flies assaults your senses before the ruined campsite even comes into view. Corpses of humanoids and hairy, gross creatures litter the ground. Little remains of the bodies in one piece. They're mostly half-eaten, tents torn, gear broken and scattered amongst the dead and trampled into the earth. Sweat, the Cloakwood wasn't nearly so close to our camp before, Khalid notes, pointing to the dense forest which looms nearby. It's easy to see how these woods earned their name. With solo light can pierce the thick canopy, the entire forest floor remains enveloped in shadow. Would anybody like to give me a survival check for tracking these creatures? All right, Warwick with the very nice roll there. You're looking around at the ground. You see the footprints, and it looks like there were hundreds of these things that ran through here. Maybe they all came through and all attacked Khalid's camp at the same time. Maybe it's multiple horde groups that were out hunting, but it seems like hundreds have gone through. And since so many have gone through, it's pretty easy to follow the direction of their trails. You can watch that, and you can see as it winds and meanders its way along the boundary of the Cloakwood Forest, never fully entering it, but also staying out of it.
Like, so when you say bordering, is it like literally right up to it?
Yeah, it's like within, like a couple 100 feet of the edge of
Okay.
the forest.
Okay, not 5 feet, but
You're,
like.
you're not like running along on the tree line directly.
Okay. Well, I suggest we track. Yeah, we go that way and track it down.
Can I see any normal animals around in the forest?
You can do a perception check for me.
Or
Bjorn.
here.
Yeah, it's a good point. Is it the case that there's like no birds or anything?
I hear.
Maybe not.
Warwick's ears are kind of ringing from the bagpiping practice and looking around. They're not really looking up very well. Can't see any animals. Zariel, I think you had the cider affected funny. You got a bit of a headache, a little fuzziness going on there. Getgrod and Nate. It's not what's your character's name there? I forget. Flux.
Flux.
Gatrod and Flux. You notice it does feel a little eerily quiet. Looking in the trees, you don't see like the normal tree things you would see. Like you don't see squirrels, you don't see birds, you don't see signs around of any small forest creatures running around. No sign of deer, anything like that.
I don't like the feeling of this.
So, are we producing a flame?
Yeah, I didn't mean to roll because I don't think I need to because I'm just kind of holding it in my hand.
Okay. So you're walking around with a flame in your hand, like a little handheld torch.
Yeah, I was actually trying to link the text and I couldn't. Oh, there we go.
This might be a little better. I'll cast that on one dagger.
Gonna cast that on one of your daggers.
Yep.
You're just gonna carry that with you.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Who doesn't have a light?
I don't think I do.
I have dark vision. Um,
I do
I'm-
too, but that can do, I suppose.
I've got dark vision as well, but I don't know if everyone does.
It's 5e. We all do.
Well, Dragonborn don't actually have dark vision.
Yeah, I know. There's a few that don't, but most do.
I guess Dragonborn and humans are the ones that are left out with the dark vision. I think it's about everyone else has it. Okay, so you're standing here in this ruined camp. You see the tracks running along the side of the Cloakwood Forest. What do y'all do?
I think we go towards the tracks.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You follow the tracks. Roll me another survival check. Someone.
Someone else want to do one this time?
We ain't
I'll do it
surviving.
again if you want.
Gatgrod is trying to follow the tracks, and suddenly the grass is over their head, and they can't see where they're going anymore. They kind of lose the trail. Luckily, Zariel is able to easily follow and wave Gatgrod over. Say, over here. Keep following the tracks.
I'm gonna walk up to Gatgrad and touch him on the shoulder and cast Bardic Inspiration.
Woohoo!
All right, you have bardic inspiration.
Does anybody want a light who doesn't have one?
Oops. Okay. I just clicked on it on my sheet. All right. How do I actually cast it?
Basically, you just say you cast it. That's all you do.
Oh, okay.
That's all it is. It's just an
Oh,
ability.
all
It's
right.
not like it's not an actual
Ah,
spell.
that's why I didn't roll. Okay. But so I touched you and you get for the next where is it?
A D6, right?
Yeah, you get a d6. Once within the next 10 minutes, you can roll the dice and add the number rolled to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Yep. Cool.
As you're walking along and you're following these tracks, you get to an area that's a little clearer. The grass is down, trees aren't in the way, but you see about a dozen little mounds of fresh turned dirt piled along the edge of the forest. They're each roughly the size of a goat, a small goat, except for one, which is in the middle of them, that's much larger than the others. And let me put y'all on the map down here. You can arrange yourselves however you like. And Khalid is also with you.
Hey, Khalid, you gonna keep up?
Uh, I'm, I'm trying. Doing my best. But believe me, I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me.
So these are mounds of dirt. Is that what they are?
Yes, they look like fresh piles of dirt, like the ground has been freshly dug up and
Uh,
overturned in those particular spots.
Are there any unusual smells?
Roll me a perception check. It smells like a forest smells. Kind of earthy, a little damp maybe.
Okay. Not deathy.
Not,
3-ish.
no, not you don't smell. It doesn't smell like there's anything dead nearby. No.
Could be buried treasure. Could be the dog did it.
Could be. I know my dog likes to dig up the tree in our yard.
Could be a bear's stash.
Do we hear anything?
From where you're at, no, you don't hear anything. And just it's a other than an eerily silent forest, no lack of birds, like standing there, you realize you don't even hear like bugs buzzing.
Can I cast the Divine Sense
You can't cast divine sense.
to sense if there's good or evil or anything going on?
Let me just double check things here.
Okay.
Nothing pings on your divine sense.
I look up in the trees to see if I see anything up there.
You look up in the trees, branches, leaves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you don't see anything moving. You don't see anything staring at you or looking down at you.
I recommend we go inspect the mounds.
You want to inspect the mounds?
That's my desire. Anybody else?
I agree.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Yep.
Okay. Are you just sauntering up there carefree? Are you going carefully, cautiously? Are you going to just throw
So-
fireball at everything and see it burn down the forest? I mean,
I
how
feel-
are you going to inspect the mounds?
I say cautiously.
Are you going to take a big stick and poke them?
I mean, given I'm trying to be perceptive of my surroundings, because I am thinking something just recently dug these, and is that something still around? So I would say we're being cautious.
Okay. If you're being cautious, everybody roll me a stealth check.
Oh no, I disadvantage on that.
Wow.
This is a group stealth check, so long as you get more people who pass than fail, don't consider it a pass. So that's 2 for 2.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, that's 2 each way. So our deciding vote, a 13. A 13 will pass. So you're able to move up towards these mounds of dirt. Everything seems okay. Roll me perception checks.
Work's being distracted by something.
Yeah, Oryx, like, where are the birds at? I swear there should be birds here. What's going on?
That's
So-
probably the same thoughts in Zariel's head.
Yeah, exactly. So other than Morg and Zariel, everyone else, you're looking around as you're moving up closer to these mounds. You see them just almost like they're breathing. You see the little mounds just kind of pulsate, just slightly, like something scurrying underneath them.
Yeah.
Of the little mounds, not the big one, just the small mounds. You see this?
Yeah, I feel like my reaction to something like that would be to put my sword in it.
You gonna poke your sword in it?
Yeah, with force, kill whatever it is.
All right. Which one are you poking your sword into?
I guess the one that is next to me.
So that one.
Yes.
Roll to attack. That was a great sword. Oh, okay. And roll your damage. And double it. Because this is technically prone, what you're attacking. So as you lunge your great sword into the ground here for a whopping 8 damage, doubled because we're gonna call it prone. You hear like a high pitch come out of the ground in that spot. And as you do, as you hear the sound, you see suddenly all of the small mounds just start rumbling as creatures start pulling up out of them. And you are surrounded by gibberlings. And everybody roll initiative. You have one dead already, so that's good. I don't have fancy music, unfortunately, to play. I'm sorry. Fancy fight music.
Oh, I didn't click my token, did I? I hate that.
What is this?
We are rolling initiative to fight.
No, I mean the token thing.
Yeah, if you don't select your token before you click, it won't register.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you all that. You have to click your token before you click your initiative roll for it to pop up in the thing. But that's fine. I can add people in somehow.
I can re-roll too. I don't mind.
No, if people don't re-roll, I can change it to. We can change it to what you originally rolled to. If anybody's not on there, let's see here.
Do you see my roll or no?
I see Zariel, Warwick, Flux, and Gatgrod so far.
Oh, because I didn't have.
Yeah, so click on your token on the game board first.
See it now?
Yep, I see Zara there now, yes. Now just making sure I have everybody right. And Zara should be an 11. Flux 16. Yeah, Gatgrod at 22. All right. Gatgrod and Zariel, you two are up first. You are effectively, you're looking at a dozen of these things sitting around you.
Okay. I'll move up to this guy and attack.
Okay, move to this guy to attack. A 21 will hit.
You might get 2. There's a lag.
That's fine, I understand. Okay, so in one fell swoop, you swing at this foul-looking creature here and cleave its head from its neck, and it just slumps down to the ground in front of you. Anything else for your turn? And you still have, what,
Some
20 feet of
motion.
movement?
I'll get right into it, sure.
Okay. Zariel, you're up.
When I just put a red dot on, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on.
Okay, Sacred Flame on this one.
Yep.
So you've got to roll a dexterity save. Let's see here. Do you have anything special? He gets +2 to that. He fails. So he will take 6 points of radiant damage. Okay. Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right. Let's see. Khalid's turn. He's gonna move over this way, and he's gonna fire at this one here with his short bow. He has multi attacks. So he gets 2 shots. Let's see. His first one definitely hits for 5, and he's gonna fire again. It's definitely gonna hit too. And 2 arrows flail into this one, dropping it onto the ground. And Flux's turn.
Well, normally you draw a weapon and then attack, but I already have a handful of fire, so I'm just gonna chuck it at one of these guys surrounding Gatgrod.
Okay.
And then draw my weapon.
All right. Roll to hit.
Am I in range of both of them? The further one, I'll aim for them. And
What's your range? You're 20 feet away from both.
oh,
Because
just 20. Okay.
yeah,
then
because 5th edition measuring. So you go for both.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, 30 feet.
Okay, so you hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet. Make a ranged spell attack on a hit. Take 1d8. So a 6 is unfortunately a miss. Special assist is in
Yeah,
that
not
one.
good.
So you throw your little fireball at this creature, and it just kind of goes wide and just puffs out in the air as it keeps sailing through. Anything else?
And then I draw my spear and move in to help get Grod.
Okay. Where would you like to move to? There you go. Sounds good. All right. Warwick is up.
Work is gonna move up towards these guys. Can I get close enough to attack the lower guy? There's a dead body.
These right here?
Yeah.
You should be able to. I mean, you
Can
can
I
get.
get over there?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, and I'm gonna stab him with my rapier.
All right, stab him with the rapier.
I think I hit the wrong thing. Sorry, my mouse is kind of wiggling around on here.
It's fine.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, a 7. You go to stab the rapier, and it just kind of goes wide, and you just can't get a fix on this little thing. It's just too squirrely moving on you.
Oh, I'm
Unfortunately.
probably waving it around like crazy because I have more enthusiasm than skill.
It's called being young and enthusiastic, definitely. Yes.
But I look really good as I.
Oh yeah.
Take that!
Like Errol Flynn. Good, of course.
Yes, I am imagining myself as Errol Flynn and waving the rapier around.
Fantastic. I love it. And Zarath, you're up.
How close? I'm down there. How close can I get to?
You have what, 30 feet of movement? You could get basically next to Zariel.
Okay, I'll move there.
If unless you moved up with the group earlier and just didn't move your character at that point in time, then I'll
Yeah.
say you're starting over here with Zariel and you can move 30 feet from there.
Okay. Get as close as I can to.
I mean,
Yeah, around there.
you could probably get over here with this one, or you could probably go up to that one there.
To the first, like right above work. Yeah.
To there? All right.
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
And I'll try to attack it with my longsword.
Okay.
So roll to hit, right?
Yep. Roll to attack.
Guess not.
Y'all, having not really know anything about these creatures, you're not really sure how to fight them. They're just kind of moving about too much for y'all, more than you're used to fighting stuff with.
Yeah. That ends my turn.
Okay. Now it is the turn of the Gibberlings. Oh, let's go counterclockwise, starting with the one y'all are surrounding. This one here, not liking its odds, but knows it can't really go anywhere, so it's gonna swing at the one who came at it first, the dwarf in front. And actually, what he's going to do is he's going to try to grapple you.
Okay.
So basically,
Strength.
yep, we have to make opposing checks. You're probably going to win this because he's a flat 0 on it. But
Oh, I did save. Sorry.
that's fine. Even as a 9, you beat the measly 5 he rolled. So he goes to try and grab hold of your ankles and hold on to you. You just kind of kick him aside, and have no problem with that. The next one's going to try the same thing on you as well.
I think you get to decide after you roll whether you want to use the bardic inspiration.
I do.
Would you like to use your bardic inspiration now? Although it's a d6, it's not really going to help against the 16.
No.
So he's going to. This one actually gets a hold of you and gets a hold of your ankles and kind of makes it difficult for you to kind of move around much. And because of this, you are now going to be getting what's called swarmed. Basically, they start getting advantage to attack you as they move in. So this one's going to move in and attack you with its claw-like dagger-like claws.
16's my AC.
He goes to try and get you, and he just can't get through your armor. He kind of just like scrapes on your armor there. Next one's going to come in and do the same. Oh wait, I'm supposed to roll advantage on these. 13 doesn't work. So that's the first 2 on that one. So these are 2 for the second one. Again, the claws, they just can't get through your armor very well.
12 made.
And this one's going to come at you as well. This one, you feel the grinding of its claws. It scrapes on your armor, but it doesn't get through. You're holding up pretty good so far. Good job.
I'm pretty lucky.
Let's see, this one. He can't quite get to you, but he's going to move up to his other kind. Same with this one. And this one is going to move down towards Zariel. This is the one that Zariel attacked earlier. I think can make it. Yeah, he can make it. So he's going to come. He's going to try and grapple you, Zariel. So it's going to be opposing strength checks. So just roll your strength, a d20 with your strength modifier added, and beat a 15. You beat a 15. He tries to grab hold of you, and he gets his hands on you, and you just kind of like push him off, no problem. And it's back to Gatgrod.
Okay. Trying to remember. I should probably try to get out of the grapple.
Yep, you can do that. You can use that for your action if you like.
I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've been grappled. Could I try to attack?
Yeah, you can. The grapple just means that you can't move until you get out of the grapple.
Gotcha.
You can do that by either using your action to try and oppose a grapple, or by killing the creature that's grappling you.
Gotcha. I'm going to try to kill the...
And this one right here is the one's grappling you.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll to attack. A 16 will hit. A 12 damage. You bring your sword down upon its head and tween it in 2 in one fell swoop. You're no longer grappled.
Sweet. That's my turn.
Okay. Zariel, you're up. And you're still holding your brightly lit dagger in your hand, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
Haven't thrown it yet.
Alright, that's fine. You have one Giverling directly in front of you, the one you hit earlier.
Damn it. I accidentally took my token off.
You went invisible. I didn't know you even had that ability.
That was an accident.
That's fine.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and take a step back
Okay.
and then blast him.
Stepping away, they do get an attack of opportunity at you because you're moving away from them. Now, because you're holding a bright lit dagger, they are at disadvantage for this because of bright light. Does a 13 beat your AC?
A 13 is my AC.
13 is your AC, so they will hit then. For 4 points of damage.
Bright light, bright light. Oh,
Yeah.
don't throw water on him.
I'm going to go ahead and blast him with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. 24 will hit. For 2 points of radiant damage. And
it's
blast
not.
him, and he just kind of stands there, and
Hold
his
on.
body just slumps down from the
It's-
first Eldritch Blast.
That's not the actual damage, but
Oh, that's right, there's Sacred Flame there. It doesn't matter, he had 1 hit point, whatever it rolled.
yeah, it
rolled
would have
one.
been 1 to 10 points of force.
Right, yeah. As you hit him,
Why is that
his body just
working
kind
right?
of collapses straight down into a dead pile on the ground. Anything else?
That'll be my turn.
All right, it is Khalid's turn. Khalid is going to use his multi-attack and fire his short bow again, starting with this one here. Yeah, that'll hit for 4 damage, and he's going to fire at it again. And this time the arrow goes wide, and he misses. It kind of just twings into a tree. Flux, you're up.
Okay. Can you give me a quick refresh on movement? If I wanted to move to here, oh, why can't I?
If you are on the pointer tool in the top left, you can just hold down, and you'll get the little indicator ring. Yep.
Yeah, if I wanted to move there, what kind of penalty would that entail?
The one right here normally would get an attack of opportunity if they were engaged with you. They're not. They're actually engaged with Gatgrod on the opposite side, so you would actually get to move freely. If they're engaged with you, they would get the chance to attack and hit you for free as a reaction as you moved away.
Perfect. So I hope I have enough. Oops, I'm sorry. That's not me. I have enough movement to get to there.
Yes.
And I did not think ahead, so I should have asked about this. But for the spell catapult, if I were to look around for a rock between 1 and 5 pounds, would I need to do a roll for that?
No, there's rocks. They're easy to find.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna grab one and then tinker it into a catapult cast and try to bold these 3. I think we'll all have to do a save and turn.
Okay. It would only strike the first one.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't strike the first one, it would strike. Then the second one would have to do a save. Right?
This is true. Yes, it will only strike one of them. It won't go through and knock all 3 of them down. I just want to make sure you understand.
Right. No, I just want 3 chances.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna roll that. So I have to roll dex checks on these guys. Okay.
Bowling for gimlings?
Nice.
It hits the first one. So roll your
Awesome.
damage on this one right here. The rock pegs it like David to Goliath, and it just collapses as its skull is like partially crushed in.
Righteous.
Anything else?
That's my action and my movement. I think that's good.
All right, Warwick, you're up.
I'm going to brandish my rapier at this gimling that's directly above me ish and yell, avast you scurvy beast, take this!
A 16 will hit.
Was
So
that the right thing?
No, so in
No.
chat, it just where it came up rapier, just
Yep.
click where it says rapier in chat. That'll roll the damage automatically.
Ah, there we go.
So 8 piercing damage. It turns you, and the rapier just pierces right through it like a shish kebab, and you manage to drop it in one jab. I have to say, y'all are going through these things much quicker than I expected. Anything else
Did you
for your
see
turn?
that? Did you see that? I stabbed it with the pointy end.
Is that all for your turn?
I'm done. Oh
Alright.
wait, actually, I think I'm gonna move back down to there, like
Okay.
heading towards Zariel.
All right.
These guys seem like they're doing okay.
Sounds fantastic. Zarath, you're up.
Okay. Can I move over right here?
Yes, you can certainly move there.
There, and can I use my breath weapon?
You can use your breath weapon, yes.
At an angle, so I won't like hit the dwarf. I forgot his name. Kakarad. Because I know that emits a cone, right?
It does. So you kind of want to do
Northwest.
like that.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So do I just roll or?
Let's see. What does your breath weapon do exactly again? I have to look it up.
It's lightning.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it's a roll for you or a roll for them. It might be a roll for them.
Because I know there's a dexterity saving throw that they need to roll.
Yep, they have to roll for them. They have to be DC 13 Dex.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So let's do this. Let's see. The first one.
Uh-oh.
The first one manages to dodge and it takes half damage or full damage still, or half damage. Yeah, half damage on that. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So the first one gets half damage. The second one will take full damage. And the third will definitely take full damage. So roll your damage on that, which I think is, what is it, 2d6?
Mhm.
So for 8. So with that, we're going to say these two over here
Mhm.
both go down. Just kind of get electrocuted. Like, you see somebody that gets tasered, like, oh, yeah! And just fall over. And they kind of smell like really bad barbecue, like somebody barbecued a rat instead of, like, actual meat.
Flux
Yeah, that makes-
definitely makes a note to himself to ask Zeroth why a dragon can name Fire Skill has lightning breath.
and being ironic.
And the other one takes like the little shake still, but is just dropped his knees and still is kind of there.
I look at him and I put my hands up and say, "Don't tase me, bro."
That's fine.
Oh wow.
Nice.
I'm gonna give you DM advantage for that, or inspiration for that.
Cool.
So on your character sheet, mark your
Yeah.
inspiration to use.
Yeah, got it. So now I got two. I got the bardic and now DM inspiration.
Oh, that bardic inspiration is going to run out soon. Just remember, it's only got a 10-minute timer.
Yeah, I know.
All
It's
right.
not needed.
Yeah. It is the Gibberling's turn. And as it becomes the Gibberling's turn in combat, you notice the sun starting to go down over the horizon. It's starting to get darker. The only source of lights are those which y'all are carrying with you at this point in time, and the stars in the sky.
Is it too early for the sun to go down? Do we think?
No, I mean, y'all left around
Okay.
noon,
Okay.
and you've been walking for many hours.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if something sort of mystical was happening.
No. I mean, y'all walked for several hours to get to the camp and then walked a few more hours after that.
Cool.
So it's around the time where the sun should be going down this time of year. All right, so the first one here is going to try and that you just breathed all over with your halitosis breath is going to try and grapple you. So that'll be opposing strength checks. Can you roll higher than a 12 with your strength?
Yeah. I'd say.
Oh, yeah, 20. Yeah, that's definitely better than a 12. So it goes to try and grab hold of you, and you just kind of like backhand it off. It's like, get away. All right. These other two, seeing how things are going down because they're not quite as in it all the way, they're going to attempt to run away. And they're going to move out and they're going to disappear back into the ground.
Okay, my turn.
And it's Gatgrod's turn.
I will go to the big mound and stab it.
All right. Roll to stab it. Roll for potential damage.
I'd like to use my bardic inspiration.
Okay. You can do that. As you slide the sword in, you feel it hit something and have a little resistance and just press further through and it feels squishy.
Okay, rolling for potential damage.
Yep, rolling for potential damage. Alright, 11 damage. You jab your sword in there, you feel it hit something and kind of just slide in and start cutting through. You pull it out, it's covered in dirt and blood.
Is the blood consistent with the same blood that we've been experiencing from the other deaths? Or is it like of a different color?
That's a fine question. What color does Gibberling blood usually run?
I don't know.
I'm going to say yes. It is. You've been
Okay.
experiencing crimson red blood, and this is crimson red blood.
Was there any sound when I did that? Was there
No.
different? There was no wailing or anything.
No wailing. You didn't feel any movement or anything like that.
Oh,
No.
God, I might have just stabbed his wife.
Anything else?
Um, No, actually, I'll stay here.
Okay. Zariel.
Since I know Gatgrod was surrounded, I'm gonna use my bonus action to get a little bit of healing.
Okay.
I have not taken damage yet.
In character, I don't know that though.
Okay.
You can use your bonus action to throw some healing at him, sure.
Toss some over at Khalid too. Can you split it?
No, sadly.
No. So Gatgrod receives 4 points of healing from the beating they were taking surrounded by these Gibberlings.
And my regular action, I'm gonna make the remaining one do a save.
Okay. $18.
Oh,
Does he take half damage or no damage from that? I don't remember.
he doesn't take any damage. It's a cantrip.
Okay. 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 Yep. No damage. All right. Cool. Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right. And at this point, Khalid, seeing the last one standing, he is going to. Yeah, he's going to walk over, and he's going to swing at it with his scimitar.
He's pissed.
That'll hit.
Yep.
He's very pissed, and he just waylays the head right off this thing, like in a single pass. It's just gone. It just
Didn't think he had it in him.
with that swing, he's just kind of falls to his knees, breathing heavy. You see the sweat kind of pouring off of him, looking very pale but very intent in his eyes. And we're out of combat.
Ooh, are we?
Yeah, y'all cleared them all.
Go investigate the big mound.
Okay, you want to go investigate the big mound?
I'm gonna go and start assessing everyone's wounds as best I can.
Okay, assessing wounds.
What would that be? Perception?
Yeah, you can do a perception. Yeah. It looks like a large mound of freshly turned up dirt.
With a little bit of blood, isn't it?
A little bit of blood. No, maybe that's from a trace where a sword was stuck into it. Would anybody like to dig into the mound?
That's what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold another flame ready. Make sure that everything's well lit.
Okay, you have a well lit area from a flame being held.
I see any kind of medium-sized sticks that I could use to poke it?
Yeah, you could find a stick around here that's of a couple of feet long. Sure.
Gonna
So with
go
my
for it.
18 medicine, can I tell who's all wounded?
Yeah, you could look around. You could see if anyone is wounded. Yeah, with that. Is anybody wounded?
Did we get through that unscathed?
I guess so. No.
I think we did.
Oh no, I did take damage, but I'm making sure everyone else first.
Gatgrod's armor got some scratches, I think.
Yeah. Got to polish that out later.
Flux is looking and feeling good.
What about Khalid? Does he need heals?
Khalid, he's looking like he did at the tavern. You know, looking exhausted, looking like he's got something. Not. He's obviously not feeling well. I mean,
Dude, you should have drunk that medicine I got you.
I, I did try. Oh, it was some harsh stuff. Harsh stuff. Never tasted anything like that before. And I've been poisoned, and it wasn't that bad before.
Well, seeing no one else is wounded aside from me, I'm going to go ahead and cure wounds myself.
Okay. Cure wounds yourself. There you go. And work, you were picking up a stick to poke the dirt.
I'm just sort of like gently kind of putting it at the edge and then working towards the middle just to kind of see if I can feel something in there.
Okay. Yeah. As you put the stick in, it goes in a foot, and you feel something, a little resistance.
Squishy or hard?
Feels squishy.
Can I kind of try and use the stick to pull away some of the dirt to the edge of the squishy part?
Sure, you can do that. You can certainly try.
Okie dokie. And what should I roll?
I won't even make it.
Nature?
I won't make you roll anything. 'Cause you're digging dirt with a stick.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, it's just something we all learned to do as kids, right? How to go out and poke dirt with a stick and move it around.
Yep. I just didn't know if I had to roll
Yeah,
for
yeah.
something
No,
to see what
no. You're
how
fine. You're
much.
fine. As you move the dirt away in this one area, you go through. You see what looks like clothing, like a person's clothing, kind of tattered, but
Right.
it looks like it was nice clothing to begin with. And as you keep moving, you start to see what looks like skin of a person's skin, perhaps. It's definitely not the same pallor and color as these creatures you were just fighting. Do you keep digging it up?
I
I
move
keep
over
digging.
and keep an eye on what's his name?
Okay. You keep digging. And does anybody else want to help dig, or if we're gonna let the bard do all the digging by themselves?
I'll
I
help
got a
dig.
close eye on him.
Okay. As you keep digging, eventually you do uncover the body of a human male.
That's probably not your wife, is it, Khalid?
Khalid looks. No, it's not.
Do you
Not my
recognize
wife.
them?
Looking at him, it's like, might, I might have seen him on the road in the past few days. A lot of people travel this road. And this person is dressed in like merchant attire. They look more like a merchant. They're not like a beggar or a lowly peasant. They are definitely of a merchant um, class.
Loot him.
Can I kind of gently go through his pockets? Investigation check?
Sure, roll an investigation check.
You could be gentle. I just want to dig in.
I'm a pickpocket, actually.
Okay. Going through, you find his his hands were bound, his feet were bound with a rope. He was definitely tied up. He does have some looks like a lot of scratch and claw marks on him. You don't know if he was dead before he got put in buried or not, um, unfortunately. But as you go through everything, you do find a small coin purse attached as well to him. Inside, it has 15 gold pieces and 35 silver pieces.
Hey, he's got 10 gold in here. My tail like flicks back and forth really fast.
I have a
Oh,
question.
I look
Yeah.
at the purse and I can estimate there's more in there.
You can roll a perception check.
Okay.
I have a question about the dirt mound. You said like when they crawled out of each of the gibberlings
Sure.
crawled out of one of the mounds.
There might be more, but
Yep, they crawled out of the
Geo,
swamp.
the
Yes.
gold.
And so this mound, does it seem like in size-wise in proportion to just having one human person in it? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does. It seems like the larger mound was for the person because a human person is bigger than a gibberling. Gibberlings
But-
are kind of like gnomish size.
Sure. I guess what I meant was, does the size suggest there might be anything else in there?
I would say you wouldn't know. You can keep looking for more stuff if you want.
Could I just sort
But
of continue gently searching if he has any secret pockets and or if there's any jewelry or letters on him if he's a merchant?
Any
sure.
way
Any
to identify him?
documentation?
You can roll a
Will that be another
investigation check
investigation?
for it. Yep. No, you don't find anything else. It looks like maybe he was grabbed in his sleep at night or something, and this is just his coin purse that he always had on him, no matter what, because didn't want to let his money slip away.
And the did the Gimlings look like the kind of folks that would have rope and bind people up? They kind of seemed more bitey and feral.
They're pretty bitey and feral, but I mean they still seem intelligent. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to ask Khalid. You seem to know more than any of us about these things, these creatures. What do you make of any of this?
It's I mean it's not unheard of it for to hear of them, keeping a, a person or two from a raid, but I don't know what for. I would imagine to eat on later after they're filled from their initial raid.
You else want to look at him and see if there are bite marks or anything?
Cause of death?
Why did they bury him when they left all the other bodies out in the open?
Would you like to make a medicine check to see if you can determine cause of death? Looks like he might have died from being stabbed.
Not bites then, huh?
I mean, he's definitely got some bite marks on him, but none of them look serious enough to have killed him.
By being stabbed, as in, like, just now when he was stabbed.
Yeah, I mean, he does also seem to have
Whoops.
what looks like larger wounds, like something. You ever seen like where a worm ate its way out of an apple?
Yes.
He has some things similar to that on him. A few of those similar to that on him. Like something was trying to eat its way out of him. You're not sure that those killed him though. You don't think those killed him, but maybe. I mean, the most goriest mortal wound you can see is definitely a stab wound. But there's not like blood spurting out of him or anything at this point in time either.
Studying one of the corpses of Gimli, could I roll something? Try and figure out what they might be.
Sure, you can roll a nature check, I'll say, or a what is the other thing? Or a history check.
I've got the same bonus on both, so
Okay, a 12. They don't look like normal beasts. If you ask Khalid, he can tell you what he knows about them. Um, basically, they appeared suddenly like an invasive species almost, about a decade ago, and they've slowly grown in numbers, and they seem to the attacks seem to rise and wane through with the seasons. Like this particular time of year is when they're more active, then they almost seem to disappear almost for an entire 9 months before coming back the next year and attacking again.
Like a
That's why it's
1-year cicada kind of thing?
yeah, it's kind of like a cicada thing, except these cicadas will like eat you, whereas normal cicadas are just big flies that hurt when they fly into you. because they do. It almost feels like being hit by a paintball when a cicada hits you at full speed.
Well, it seems like it's starting to get dark. Maybe we shouldn't stay out here for too much longer. I'm sorry.
At the very
Lee?
least, not without a lot of light.
Does somebody want to set fire to this mound to let to dispose of the body
Yes,
and anything that
definitely.
might still be in it?
Definitely as much fires on all of these as possible.
Do you
Okay.
want to just pile the bodies on top of the large mound and then set that to flight? Can we do that quickly?
I mean, if possible, I'd like to set a fire on, especially the mounds that we saw them crawl back in. The other ones crawl back into, but preferably all of them if we have time.
Oh, so like stab all the mounds that they went back into. Oh, okay.
All right, so what are y'all doing?
Stabbing mounds quickly, right? Just in case, kind of action, and then maybe we pile the bodies up, all the dead bodies, and with the human or whatever race it is, and burn them all. Do we have anything to light them?
I mean, I'm a fire genasi, so me.
There you go.
A big funeral pyre. Got it.
Yep.
All right.
It's gonna
So
stink.
Mentioning time of year thing. What is the next annual holiday?
oh, you were gonna ask me that, weren't you? Hold on. Let me look this up.
And can I ask, sorry, while you're trying to think of that, it looking forward, I see a sort of cliff wall. Is that a cave? Or is that just crinkly rock?
Yeah, we'll call that a cave.
Okay.
Oh, maybe we camp in the cave. Nothing bad can happen there.
Of course not.
I mean, do we have somewhere we need to be soon? Because I'm okay with that.
Not outside in the dark.
I mean, we to a certain extent we are racing time, right?
Well, to a certain extent, I mean, you're looking for Khalid's wife before she dies, before anything bad happens to her. Yes.
Yep.
But all we
So
have is a general direction to follow.
These mounds were all spread out in a pattern in front of this cave.
Well, somebody roll me a survival check for tracking to follow the tracks. If you can find any tracks. All right. Flex. You do notice looking around. You do notice more tracks just still running along the edge of the forest, continuing on, not going towards the cave, but continuing further along.
should we ask him to text his wife and see how she's doing through his ring?
The rings don't let us communicate like that. They just let us know the other one is alive.
Okay, she's still alive.
Yeah, yes. She's so far
And
she is
she
still
knows
alive.
you're alive.
That she does if she's conscious enough at this point.
All right, so shall we follow the tracks then?
Before we go, I want to take, let's see, uh, 3. Sorry, Zariel, you were able to cast light earlier, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, then Lot Wook and Dark Sting and Gusty. What was your Warwick?
Work.
I'm gonna do some magical tinkering and attach like a glowing wire, like wrap your weapon in a glowing wire to kind of give a little light effect. It'll shed bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet because I noticed they hate light.
Good
Okay.
to me.
Sounds good.
Maybe we should just push on then if like you said, time is of the essence.
If he thinks he knows the direction, and like from the tracks we see, yeah. But we stabbed all the mounds here, right? First.
Yes, I
We-
believe you did stab
We
all the
did
mounts
for
here.
good measure.
So moving on.
Yes.
Yeah, if there are no further clues to be found here.
Okay then. You continue on your search, following the tracks. It's getting increasingly difficult as it gets darker and darker. Soon, all that's in the sky are stars. Even the moon isn't out tonight. And you're going through the forest, along the edge of the forest, and roll me perception checks.
Not half bad.
Ulrich is having a really hard time seeing tonight. Um, Zara, though, amazingly, thanks to the light provided to him, can see as coming along in the forest an area is clear, mostly cleared, with a lot of mounds. Just standing there looking, this mounds as far as you can see, trying to count. You're like 10, 20, 60, 80, 100, 150, 200. You just lose count at this point after standing here looking for so long. All these small mounds just dot everywhere. And there are these 4 larger mounds, much like the ones you found the dead merchant in not too long ago in this clearing area. And that's where we're going to stop for now. We will come back to this next time. I would keep going, but this is going to take us over time we go here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something to look forward to.
Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Don't stab the big mounds.
I have a question that I wanted to ask our NPC, and I would just want to put it out there because I know I'll forget if I sit on it for a month.
Okay.
Would he be willing to take the ring off?
No. His wife, his marriage, it's the single most important thing in the world to him. Even more important than the world. Even though he would fight and give nearly everything to save the world, he would give absolutely everything, including the world, for his wife.
I mean, my friend, I understand, but a wife is not a ring.
But this ring is my connection to my wife.
I think that may be the problem.
How long have you been married?
For many years.
Many years. Okay.
Would it affect the magic if you just took it off for a moment?
It may, but worse than that, it would affect my wife. She may lose the hope that I'm still here, still trying to get to her wherever she's at.
I just
Oh,
want to
you
lop.
bastard.
I want to lop his finger off.
Well, we'll have to
I
find out if
won't,
you're gonna do that
though. I
next time.
won't.
Yeah, to be continued.
See if you're gonna pull
Yeah.
4 rooms on them next time.
Yeah.
And now's the part where people go, "What's 4 rooms?" All right, everybody have a good time. I hope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Super cool.
Fantastic. I'm glad. Eventually, we might even get to the city of Baldur's Gate. Who knows?
How did everybody get their character on their on the field like that?
Oh, I initially drug the characters onto the field.
I mean the like down at the bottom where it has all of our portraits lined up, but mine is just that pattern.
Oh, that's your Roll20 avatar.
Yeah, there's an option there.
On the
Yeah.
right-hand side, where your character sheet stuff is, at the very bottom, it should say "as," and then if you click it on your name, that should grab whatever your character image is over onto the field.
Yeah, see, that could be a
Oh
baboon.
my gosh, and you can change it. I had it set so big. Also, Katavari, I need maybe you to look at my character sheet because I think I may have messed up my spell book.
Okay.
But
Let's
thank you
see.
so much for tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's-
not a problem. I had a good time. I hope everybody else did too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hilarious.
All right. What do you think you did to your spellbook here?
Well, actually, I think I'm using it wrong. I'm a little bit confused about spells known versus prepared spells versus your spell book.
Okay. You're playing Artificer, right?
Yes.
All right. Let me look up Artificer rules because I'm not 100% on those.
Oh hell.
The
Okay, go ahead. Stream.
I got it pulled up here on another tab pretty quick and easily. Okay.
Alright.
So let's see. At first level, you know 2 cantrips and 2 first level spell slots. Okay, got that.
All right, everyone.
And let's
Game's
see.
ending for the night,
Anything figure
so I'm gonna go ahead and end
testing,
stream here.
No, don't know.
Hope you all good and
no matter what.
Andy in 1
class I'm
month.
playing, this always messes me up every time.
Yeah, I get that. Spells are always confusing to me, which is part of the reason why I like playing